Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between MYM DeMuslim and TheLittleOne here on Metalopolis. This is Game 3 in a best of 3 matchup. Obviously, TheLittleOne and DeMuslim splitting Game 1 and Game 2. TheLittleOne is a random player, so random Protoss for TheLittleOne spawning as the teal Protoss over here at the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have DeMuslim spawning over here as the purple Terran player over here at the what I'll consider the 8 o'clock position of Metalopolis. This is going to be a cross spawn, so there is going to be a very long walking distance between these two. Now, because of the cross spawn, I'm not sure how these high yield minerals will come into position or come into play. Normally, these high yield minerals are not going to be used as they're going to be so exposed and really easy to take out, especially in this type of position. So I'm assuming that there isn't going to be any fast expansions to these high yield minerals, but I have been wrong before. I am human, and that is fine. Coming back over here, I suspect that both of the players will go ahead and try to expand to their natural expansions and then try to take these what I'll call the north and south expansions. And now that I look at the map a little bit, it kind of reminds me of Turtle Rock from Warcraft 3. But yeah, anyways, coming back over here, the gateway now being put down as well. Single gateway, we'll see Cybernetics, or sorry, Vespian Geyser now being put down as well. So we'll see if he's going to go for a secondary Cybernetics core, or if he's going to be going for a secondary gateway, or a gateway second. Most likely it is in fact going to be a gateway, no, a Cybernetics core. SCV now going to be coming up that ramp, trying to figure out what the strategy is in fact TheLittleOne is trying to do, now sending 3 probes on that gas. Coming back over here, we do in fact have an SCV trying to build up this gas getting put into position, and MYM or DeMuslim really not walling off his choke point nearly as much as I've seen a lot of Terran players do. SCV now getting zapped a little bit by Peppy the probe. So I don't know, do I want to call him Stevie? Stevie the SCV running away, trying to get some hits on Peppy, but Peppy with those shields will be able to regenerate much more quickly. A single SCV or single probe now trying to run around, barracks being moved over as well and getting dropped into position. A little confused by that. Perhaps he doesn't want to reveal his location too early by putting a barracks there. Anyways, coming back over here, we have the SCV now running around, going to make a run around that corner by that Cybernetics core. Cybernetics core is in fact done. Stalker now being warped in as well. Chrono boost most likely on that Stalker in about a couple more seconds. No, waiting for it. Okay, perhaps I'm wrong. So, and Nexus still producing more probes, trying to get more units, and a robotics facility now being put down. So, straight tech to robotics facility. Gateway now using that warp in to try to warp in that Stalker more quickly. Will come in 10 seconds faster, or 10 units of time faster. A lot of you guys have been asking about the APM, so taking a look at the APMs of the 2 units. TheLittleOne averaging around 121, while DeMuslim averaging at 160. But I believe you have to add, I think, 50% in order to really calculate what their APMs are, because the timer on the game doesn't really match with or actually I'll have to ask Blizzard that, whether or not the timer is really for a minute in my time or the minute within this time. I would assume it's a minute in this time over here, so that it's not accurate. So probably it's more close to 180 versus 180 versus what, almost 300 for MYM DeMuslim. Coming back over here, we now have a single Stalker able to focus down and kill a single SCV, and now that bunker is now no longer being completed. DeMuslim also now getting a command center up and running over here in order to try to get some sort of economic advantage. However, the tech advantage most likely belongs to the TheLittleOne. TheLittleOne going for quick robotics bay, quick Colossus. So a quick Colossus will definitely need that range upgrade. Taking a look, it looks like both players, some of them have those. Yeah, the Zonaga watchtowers are being used. Taking a look at the army sizes, the TheLittleOne sitting on a very small army, only a single Stalker and a single sentry, I believe, based upon the unit count, yeah, by the minerals. And then taking a look at the armies of, army of DeMuslim, it is going to be, what, 2 Marauders and 8 Marines? Oh no, sorry, not 8 Marines, 6 Marines, as there's a bunker in play, and the bunker counts as part of that army size. Taking a look over here, DeMuslim typically going mass Marauders, going off of a single or going off of a single gas and 2 sets of mineral patches. So we'll see how that's really going to work out for him. SCV once again going to go ahead and be on the move. Single probe still by that Zelnaga watchtower, keeping track of things, and a single probe sitting over here by the little one. Is the little one going to be setting up an expansion down here is the question, and that question is answered. So the little one getting an expansion. Poor SCV activated that Zelnaga watchtower for less than a second before that Stalker was able to get that kill. So Stalker already with 2 kills, couple Marauders, and that Marine still moving around, offering a fair amount of sight. And we'll see, taking a look at the units once again. Now we have a single Colossus and a single Warp Prism as well, salvaging that bunker, and now a single Warp Prism with a Colossus. So it is going to be a Colossus drop. Okay, that is probably one of the most interesting things I've seen in quite some time. So that warp prism, do we have warp gates? No, we do not have warp gates yet. So that single Colossus gonna go ahead and try to drop down, and then oh, nice pickup. So this is gonna be this is almost like a Reaver drop back in the original days of StarCraft 2. So gonna go ahead and pick up the Reaver, or pick up the Colossus, drop him back down. Great micro by the little one, and that Colossus with such long range is just gonna constantly be able to just focus down those units. And there's a little bit of an animation issue in terms of the attack, but oh, very nicely done. Just still very interesting, dropping, and wow, that is absolutely hilarious. Dropping those units and then being able to pick it back up. I wonder how much energy that Colossus has. That looks like that Colossus has taken a couple hits. Gonna go ahead and move back over here, and that Colossus unable to recharge those shields. Gonna take down a couple of those SCVs. Gonna get picked back up, and not sure if that Colossus has any shields at this stage in the game. Marauder trying to get in a couple hits. Down goes those Marines, and that Colossus has only taken a single point of damage. Gonna go ahead and get picked back up, and those missiles are just constantly missing. And wow, that Warp Prism with only 5 hit points left as those Marines are trying to chase down that Warp Prism, and that Warp Prism able to escape. However, it looks like the Warp Prism may inadvertently come across this command center. And is he gonna see this command center? Yeah, gonna see this command center and then drop and take down that poor SCV. SCV getting taken down. It looks as though even though the animation continues from that Colossus, once that Colossus is picked up, it does not actually deal damage. So Marauders now moving over, taking a look at the armies. There's 2 Colossus and now more gateways being warped in, and now getting that range upgrade as well. Warp gate upgrade has already been completed, so that gateway will become a warp gate in just a moment. Taking a look over here, the little one sitting with a single Nexus, has plenty of chrono boost to use as well as a single Stalker. So how is this really going to be used? Stalker coming, or in comes that Colossus again, taking down that SCV, getting plenty of kills every single time. And now factories being put down. So DeMuslim going to factories and trying to, perhaps that factory will put down a reactor core and then start producing double Vikings in order to try to counteract that Colossus. So a very interesting game so far. The little one keeping everyone on their toes pretty much in terms of what the strategies are in fact going to be. The Muslim style is now once again trying to get some SCVs, trying to saturate this mineral line, and it's going to have a difficult time as that Colossus able to continue to fight, trying to take down that orbital command center. Orbital command once again lifting away and then pulling back off, and that Warp Prism is deciding to return home. Very, very precious cargo. Another Warp Prism coming in though, so that's Warp Prism coming in, does not have the range upgrade yet, trying to take down some of those SCVs. Gonna go ahead and get picked up. Wait for it. Yeah, there it goes, picked back up, and that single Warp Prism has not taken any damage yet. Gonna go, or sorry, the Colossus there finally taking some official damage as those shields are getting taken down. Warp Prism down to 38 hit points. That Warp Prism has that movement speed upgrade, so the robotics facility had the support bay got the movement speed upgrade first, so very, very nicely done in order to make sure that those Warp Prisms were able to constantly escape. Secondary Nexus now finally up and running. We have a couple sentries in position, and we have the upgraded range on those Colossus finally coming back in. We also have High Templar, so little one with a wide array of units should be able to deal significant damage to the Muslim. One or two well-placed Side Storms followed up with a Colossus would equal a lot of dead Marauders, especially if they are stimmed. So taking a look back over here, Vikings now being doubly produced from that reactor. SCVs still now being trained up, but we are supply locked for MYM DeMuslim. at this stage in the game. Also, the little one, pretty much taking a look at the income at 51 harvesters for the little one versus the Muslim's 36. Taking a look at the unit count, or sorry, the army count, it is 101 to 100. The Muslim sitting with the larger army, but the little one sitting with the stronger economy should be able to start producing mass units, and now running off of six warp gates. So those 6 warp gates and the 7th gateway being warped in will be able to deploy units out very, very quickly. So once again, this game is already underway, and it's still anybody's game at this stage. Will the macro or will the delay and the harassment of the little one be enough? Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between the little one and the Muslim here on Metalopolis.